All right. So, good afternoon once again. My name is Anna. I'm a training consultant at Repeat Training Team, and I'm here today to run you through the Inspect Real Estate Tips and Tricks webinar. In our session today, I will be supported by my colleagues, William, Amanda, and Taylor. They are there on the panel answering your questions real time. So if and when you have a question, please pop those in the Q&A box. You are more than welcome to use the chat as well, to chat to us, to check to your fellow colleagues online. But if you place your questions in the Q&A section, it will make it a little bit easier for us to monitor them and to make sure that every single question is answered. Now, I can see that we've got over 40 people on call, which is very exciting, and I'm very, very excited to see you all here today. So if you are ready, may I please ask you to put in the chat, I am ready, and we'll get started. Awesome. You're ready. So are we. So in our session today, we will be covering a few bits and pieces that hopefully will make your workflow with InspectRealEstate even smoother, even more efficient, even better for yourself and your team members. In our session today, we will be covering how to customize your system to make it work for you. We'll also cover the importance of the on-list report. Why do we need to bother? We've got our properties online. Why do we have to do that? I'll tell you why and how it can help you in your day-to-day work. We'll also have a look at how you can customize your messages to make your messages sound more like you, to represent the voice of yourselves and the voice of your agency. And of course, we'll have a look at how to use your mobile ROL to make sure that your opens run very smoothly, that you can communicate with your clients, with your tenants, with your owners, with your fellow colleagues as well. But prior to getting started, we would actually want to hear from you as well. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to bring up a poll, and I would like you to answer some of those questions. The questions are, who loves automations? Count me in. Oh, nope, not my cup of tea. The question number 2 is, would you like to send less emails in your day-to-day job? Yes, please. Oh, I think I'm good. Thank you. And the question number 3 is, who completes their on-list report? We do, but sometimes, not all the time. And I've never heard of it before. Now, this is really interesting. The answers are coming up. So the majority of people do love automation. That's exactly what we were actually thinking about. A lot of you would like to send less emails, actually 91% of you. And a lot of people do complete their on-list report, pretty much 50-50, but some have never heard of it before. So this is the right place for you to be here. And these are the results, by the way, if you're interested. So let's get started. I hope that this session today will be very useful to you and you will get a lot of new information from here. So to get started and just to get us all together in our topic, we'll first of all have a look at how we can enhance the use of InspectRealEstate, which will allow you to work smarter and not harder. And hopefully you will get a few hours back in your day, in your working week. And we'll start by having a look at how we can customize your inspection summary screen. Now, this is the screen where you are most likely going to land when you just open up your system. As you know, this screen provides you with at-a-glance information about all of your properties. You can see the details of your properties. You can see the numbers relating to your properties, whether you've got any inspections available or you've got none currently scheduled, whether you've got any tenants waiting for you to organize an inspection, anyone who has not registered yet, tenants booked to attend your inspections, those have already inspected the property, and so on and so forth. But do you know that you can actually customize the screen and to make sure that you see the details that you want to see that are relevant to you in your day-to-day work? To do that, you will be going to this area here, which is called Column Chooser. If you click on that, you can see all of the different fields that can be represented on your screen. It's up to you how you want it set up to make it work for you. I am more of a visual type of person. That's why I've got the image included in my view. But if it was something not really necessary or important to me, I would have disabled this field by unticking this area here. But maybe the name of the property manager would be more important to me, and I would actually like to bring this up towards the top of my list. This is how I would do that, just by dragging and dropping the field where you want it to be to make it work for you. Once you save your view, look what's going to happen. The image has disappeared because I have disabled it. It's no longer enabled. But the property manager field sits at the very top for me. From here, what I can do, I can actually save this view to make sure that it works for me all the time. And every single time when I log into my account, I will see exactly the same details on my screen. How can I do that? 3 action dots, edit the search. That's where you can give this particular screen a name. I can call it Anna Webinar 1. Save it. This is the example that I have created to work with you during the webinar. Once the system loads everything in, I will be able to see this particular view. But let's say in my day-to-day job, I am working in a couple of roles. I could be working as a property manager, and then I would want to see different information on my screen. But sometimes I am working as a listing agent, and then different details become more important to me. Let's say I would like to create a customized screen for myself when I work as a listing agent with my properties. 3 action dots, search, new. I give it a name. I say that this is for a listing agent. I can set this search as default, as you see. What it means that every single time when I log in, this is what I'm going to see on my inspection summary screen. Let's do it like that. Saving my view, and that's when I'll start customizing my view. I do want to see the main image. I don't need to see the property manager name. I need to see the address, the inspections available, tenants waiting, not registered, booked, inspected, days listed, total inquiries. Tenants matched, I may or may not need to do that. Current app count, again, not in my workflow for today. Listing agents, I am creating this for myself, so I will be working with my properties only. Don't need to do that. But maybe what I want to see, I would like to see how many inspections have been conducted in the past, how many people have inspected in the past. I am saving my view. Now, if I view my list as a listing agent, this is what I'm going to see. But if I want to have a look at the list as a property manager or from a different point of view, I am able to log in to upload, to bring up one of my previous searches and have a look at it from here. This is a little tip that can save you a lot of time when you work with your screens. Also, next to your customization option, next to your column chooser, you've got the option to pin your columns. This area is responsible for how many columns will be visible on your screen at all the time when you're using the slider. If you'd like to see just one column here, tick it as one. The rest will be hidden when you're moving your slider. Save your view when you see what exactly you want to see. Now I'm going to flick back to the listing agent view as this is my preferred view for the area. Now next, at the 3 action dots, you have got a few options that we can do. You can register a tenant for an upcoming inspection. You can find a tenant for a particular property. You can review or send the owner reports, and you're also able to add an inspection. So if you think of that from this perspective, the inspection summary screen allows you to do multiple functions while you still stay on the same screen. As you probably know, all of those numbers are clickable. If you click on that, the system will bring you up a list of all the people who sit under this number, which again allows you to use the auto filters working with your clients, working with your data. If and when you're just starting how to learn the system, or maybe you're a super efficient person and you don't want to waste a second of your time, what you can do, you can add your screens to your favorites. Menu on the left-hand side, favorites, drop-down menu, add current page. From here, from this point on, this page, your inspection summary screen, has been added to your favorites. And it doesn't matter where you sit or what you're looking at. If you need to get back to inspection summary screens, you can just go to your favorites and click on the name of that page to bring it up. What else you can do? You can change the name of the page to whatever works for you. You can say that this is going to be your inspection summary screen. Click on the tick. It has been saved. The name has been changed. If at any point of time you no longer need it there, simply click on the bin and it will be deleted from the list of your favorites. Now, this is one of the little things that can actually help you a lot when you work with your data. When you work with your columns from here, what you can do, you can look at the numbers that will take you to the list of clients sitting underneath those numbers. Essentially, this is a filter that is already applied on your behalf when you work with your inquiries. Working with your inquiries, a few tips I can give you here as well. So first of all, when you customize this page, and I cannot stress this enough, please do customize all of the pages you're working with. This function is working exactly the same way across all of the screens in InspectRealEstate. But when you work with these particular screens, with your inquiry screens, I strongly recommend you to keep this function, the selector tool, at the very front. Because what it's going to do, it will allow you to select multiple people at the same time. From here, once selected, you will get a new menu appear at the bottom. If you click on the clock, you will be able to re-advise the inspection time. And although here you have a list of all of your people who have contacted you regarding different properties, the system will know which inspection time they need to be re-advised about. So it will do all of this on your behalf. From here, if you have to, you can make people inactive. You can also send messages to all of them. You can add the call notes in bulk. Once again, when it comes to working with your tenants, with your inquiries, with adding your call notes, you are more than welcome to use another function which will take you to the filtering down to a particular property address or whatever you're interested in. Let's say I'm only interested to have a look at the inquiries submitted against this property. Clicking on the head on the title of the column, typing in the property details, clicking search. Now I will see just the 2 inquiries submitted against this particular property. Selecting both of them, adding contact notes. Follow up tomorrow. Save. Now, if I scroll to the right-hand side, I can see my call notes just added in bulk to all of the people I wanted to add this information to. Clearing my search will bring the results back to the whole of the table. Now, I hope you feel excited about what you can do with your inspection summary screen. And now let's have a look at your on and off list reports. So the purpose of the on list report is to make sure that the system has got all the details that it needs to communicate efficiently with your clients. As you know, the system is sending out a lot of auto messages. You have full control of those messages, and I'll show you in just a few minutes how to change those messages if you want to. But if you want the system to be able to send those messages on your behalf, the system needs to know quite a few details about your properties. And for that particular reason, you will be doing your on and off list report. When you follow through your on list report, it will ensure that reporting of leasing is accurate, the property information is correct, and all the tenant matching and prospecting becomes a really, really easy, seamless process for you. So, main menu on the left-hand side, scrolling down, reports, lettings, on and off list report, action, on list report. Whenever there is a new property added, this on list report will be generated automatically. The listing agent will receive an email notifying them of the on list report being ready for them to action. You have full control of this function. You decide who the email is being sent to, whether it's your listing agent, your property manager, assistant, a particular team member, or another email address that you're using for these purposes. However, nothing stops you from just logging into your account, going to reports, lettings, on and off list report, action on list report, and go from there. So I've got one property sitting here ready to be unlisted. If I click on action, it will bring up the details of my property. The majority of details will already be sitting there for you because this information has already been added to InspectRealEstate from your uploader. You are able to add extra details here, however. For example, if the recommended lease term for the property is 12 months, add it here. If and when a potential tenant, is applying for this property and they would like to lease it for 6 months, and they place it on their application form, the system will let them know that actually the preferred term is 12 months, and therefore they may lose preference to someone else who is ready to stay in the property for a longer period of time. Your price, your bond, the details of the property. Check that all those details are correct. The rest, you may just click through and go to your next step. Step number 2 will allow you to assign the office-specific details. You can confirm the team members, your listing agent, your property manager, assistant, and BDM. If you have a keyware, you're also able to add a key. If there is an alarm code in the building, you're able to add it during this step. You can add access notes for your colleagues. Don't park at the front of the building, so that whoever is going to the property, opening up the property card, will be able to see it there. Next step is a very important one. This is when you can add the current occupants. If the property is currently occupied by the owner, simply tick this area here. You will be able to add your owners during the next step of the on-list report. Why is this important? The system is able to send out the inspection reminders before the inspections on your behalf. So instead of calling the current occupants of the property, you can just complete your on-list report. You set up your auto messages to be sent automatically a day before the inspection, and then let's say 2 hours before the inspection. The system will do this on your behalf. You don't need to do it yourself. Next step, step number 4, will allow you to add the owners. This is very important because what the system can do for you, it can send the applications to the owners for their approval on your behalf. So you do not have to create a separate emails. You don't have to go back to your inboxes. You don't need to write all of this manually. Everything can be done by InspectRealEstate. All you need to do, just tick and click on a button. But for the system to be able to do that, the system needs to know who the owner of the property is. From here, you can add an owner just using the existing details that you've got in your database. If this is a multi-owner, and if this is a new owner, you can add them from here by creating a new ownership. Clicking next. A very important area, step five, quite often gets overlooked by the listing agents and property managers alike. But what this area is responsible for? It is responsible for communicating with your prospective tenants and also for making sure that all the people who are looking at your property from the tenant app will be able to see this property if it suits them. Now, when someone registers on tenant app, they will be creating their personal profile. In this profile, they may have filters set up, such as only show me properties with modern kitchens and gas cooking appliances. If your property has got a modern kitchen and a gas cooking appliance, but you haven't ticked it on here during your step 5 or the on-list report, all the people who have registered on tenant app and have got this as a filter may not be able to see your property. So it's really, really important for you. You may want to set the application limits. If you think that the property is going to be very popular and that you may end up having 50, 60 applications for the property, you don't probably need this many. You may say that 20 is enough. Add these details here so that as soon as the 20 applications have been submitted, the system will no longer accept any further apps. Merge fields. This is absolutely crucial for your auto messages. Think of all the times when you go to your inquiries and you see a question submitted by a tenant. Let me show you what I mean. Under the inquiries, under the tenant messages, some of the messages will be very standard. Love the property, keen to move in, love the property, would like to view the property. But sometimes there could be a very specific question that they will be asking you about the property. Now, if you have been diligent at completing your on-list report, under the merge fields and property-specific information, you may say that there is a pool in the building. What is going to do? What's going to happen afterwards? Whenever the system is sending out an auto message on your behalf, if this message contains this merge field, the property-specific information, this information will be included in this message, which means, in turn, when you see a message like that, you will not have to reply to this message because you know that you've done your on-list report, you've completed your merge fields with property-specific information, and therefore the system will send out this message on your behalf answering this question about the pool. In a similar way, you're able to add pet-specific information, body corporate information, and pricing information. Now, all these details are called merge fields, as I said, and they are being used by the messages depending on the setup of the message. Once all of this has been done, click Next. Oh, and I have had some conflicts there. That's all right. So next step number 6, will allow you to add an inspection. If there was already an inspection created for the property, you will be able to see it here. But you can also create another inspection by just clicking Add Inspection. Let's say I would like to create an inspection for Thursday, and I think that 4 o'clock would be a good time for this inspection. Clicking Save will create an inspection for the property. As you can see, this system is very clever. So if there was a piece of information missing, it will not allow you to go further. It will make you stop and make sure that everything is correct. Clicking Next. My step number 6. This is a very interesting step because what the system is doing, it is actually checking your existing database of clients who have previously inquired about similar properties. And then the system will bring this list of clients for you on your screen. And it will prompt you to get in touch with these clients and let them know that the new property has just been advertised. All you need to do, select them all, send them emails. They will all receive an email notifying them that the property has been added to your list. So this is all a part of your on-list report. Clicking next takes you to the final step, step number 7, and that's when the system prompts you to search the Find Me database, to search the tenant app for the suitable candidates to look at your properties. If you click Find Me a Tenant, the system is telling you that you've currently got 2 people looking for similar properties in Cherrybrook. If you like, select them all, click on the envelope, and send them a message inviting them to view your property. So once this has been done, the on-list report has been completed. So if I now go back to my reports, lettings, on and off-list reports, action on-list report, I've got no items to action. I know that some clients actually make a mental note to themselves that up until they have finalized their on-list report, the property has not been properly advertised. It's not true because you do know that the property is available on your portals. Your clients are able to register for the inspection, apply for your properties, but the system may not have all the details. That's why it is always advisable to complete your on-list report. Now with that, let's have a quick look at the messages and how those can be customized. Now, when it comes to customization of your messages, it cannot be done by all the users of the system. It is controlled by your admin level users. They sit on the left menu on the left-hand side, your messages, and you've got your messages sitting there by different products that you may be using. If you click on the messages for the lettings, you will see quite a few messages sitting here. The majority of those messages have got merge fields. What this means, it means that the information will be pulled in by the system automatically. If I scroll down in this particular message, this is the merge field I was talking about earlier, the property-specific information merge field. This is where those details added by yourself about the pool, about the granny flat, about whatever may be relevant to the potential tenants of the property, you can add it here and it will be added to your messages. If you'd like to change any messages, this is how you do it. Selecting the type of the message that you would like to change, click Edit Message, select whether you would like to work with a message that will be sent to the tenant, to the agent, or to the owner. Then scroll down to go to the body of the message, edit your message as required, and save your changes. If the changes have not been saved, the system will not remember them. Also, quite important, if you want a particular message to deliver a document to your clients, let's say you would like to introduce your team, you would like to tell them more about your services, and you think that when they contact you with regards to a particular property would be a good time for them to get to know you all a bit better, when you go to this message here, clicking on Edit Message, editing the message that will be sent to the tenant, selecting an attachment. Add an attachment to the system first, and then select this attachment from the drop-down menu. Add it to the message. Save your message. From that point on, every single message that will be sent automatically by the system to anyone who has responded to your ad, who is interested in your property, will have a document about yourself, your services, your team members, and so on and so forth. You have got full control of those messages. When it comes to messages being sent to yourself and to the owner, they can be customized as well. So you don't have to do that because the messages we have preset for you by default work perfectly fine. But if you'd like to add a bit of a personal touch, if you'd like those messages to sound more like you, like your agency, like your team members, to have your voice, not the standard voice working, but standard voice, please customize your messages. This is how I can do that. Another tip when it comes to the messages. Did you know that you can actually customize messages on the property level? Maybe you've got a high-end property that you'd want different messages for, just to add a bit of this extra special touch. Or maybe you have a video tour available for a particular property. You can set this all up on the property level. How you can do that? You'll need to open up the property card. I'm going to work with the same property we worked before. So I'm starting typing the address of the property in the universal search bar, and the system prompts me to go to the card of the property. On the right-hand side of the menu, events and statuses. You've got the events or messages that are relevant to your letting side of the platform. You've got events or messages relevant to the application side of the platform. Let's say that you would like to change something about the messages being sent by default on the letting side. Selecting an event, and you may notice that these are the same messages that you've got in your messages menu. But when you select a particular message here and adding it as an event, you're able to customize this message, the message to your tenant. The base of the message will remain the same, but you're able to work with that to customize it further. Once you're done, once you're happy with your results, don't forget to save them. Once you're saved, this will be done. You can work with a message being sent to the tenant, to yourself, to the owner. You can work with messages being sent corresponding to certain application statuses. It's all in your hands. You have full control of everything that's happening with your messages. Now, we have spoken about how important it is to do your own list, how you can customize your dashboard and your inspection summary screen. Now let's take it one step further and have a look at how you can customize your mobile ROL and how you can make it work for you even better. Once again, what I'm going to show to you now can be set up by the admin level users, but you probably have some of them here in the audience. You are able to chat to them if you're not one of them and tell them about this functionality. It is really exciting and it can help you a lot in your day-to-day work. So we are going to go to the settings menu on the left-hand side. We are going to lettings, and from here, we'll go to tenant questions. Now, this area will allow you to decide what you can do when you conduct your opens, whether you would like to allow on-site owner reportings. I'll show it to you in just a minute how easy you can do this with just a couple of clicks. You can also decide whether you would like those post-inspection messages to be sent out to your tenants automatically. If you tick this area here, it means that every single time you have finalized your inspection, you have saved it, all those messages based on the final statuses of your applicants, of your tenants, will be sent out by the system automatically, and you don't have to do anything about it. Under your mobile ROL tasks, you will have the tasks that you can set up for yourselves, for your team members, to make sure that you check everything that's happening on site and you've got something to report to your owner on. So what you can do, you can add as many questions as you like. I've got a couple here, whether any maintenance needs to be done, and that's a yes or no type of question. I can also add any general comments, and for that, I've got a small text box. For example, I would like to add another question, another task. What I'm going to do, I need to click on Add Another Task. A new area pops up for me. I'm adding a question. I'm selecting the question type. I am adding the type of question that's going to be. So let's say this is the question about the condition of the property. And with that, I'm going to save it. My changes have been saved. Under the mobile ROL questions, you are able to customize the questions. Then you can ask your clients when they come through the doors whether the property actually suits their needs. What price do you think it should be? Whether you would like, whether they think that it should be a bit cheaper or maybe a bit more expensive. Any additional comments that they may want to give you, any time frame they may have to move. Once again, if you think that you'd like to add another question, something that you keep asking all of your clients all the time, add it here. Add another question, add all of those details, save your changes. Once this has been saved, it means that your mobile ROL is all set and ready to go. Now let's have a look what we can do when we are conducting our opens based on all of those details we have just added to the system. I will just have a quick look to remind myself which inspections I've got. So I'm going to work with today's date. To find your mobile ROL, go to the menu on the left-hand side, Lettings, Inspections, Mobile ROL. Now, this is not an app. This is a mobile-friendly version of the system. It looks a bit clunky on the big screen, but when you actually open it from your device, it will look nice and neat. To open it up on your device, take this URL, send it to your device, and save it to your home screen so that you log in into your mobile ROL at any point of time, and you can run your inspections doing that. Now, by default, the system is set up to today's date, but nothing actually stops you from going further up if you've got any inspections scheduled, or maybe going backwards and check in on some of the inspections that you have conducted in the past. Maybe after our session today, you would actually want to go back to the inspections that you have conducted on the Saturday and send out the owner post-inspection report. Let me show you how we can do that. So I'm going to stick with today's date. I'm opening it all up. I'm clicking on the inspections. And this is where I can see information about all of my inspections scheduled for today. The details of the inspection, time, location, inspector, how many people have registered to attend the inspection, bedrooms, bathrooms, vehicles. And from here, I can go to the inspection or I can register someone to attend the inspection. So let me open this one for you. These are my tasks based on the settings of my system. So what I can do from here, I can add weekly owner report comments for the owner. Let's say I would like to tell them that the property is very accurate, very clean, and I would like the owner to know that. There is no maintenance to be done. Yes, it is very clean. Any additional comments? Let's say I would like to add a comment here saying that tenant has reported some maintenance to be done. What else I could do? I could add photos. You took pictures with your camera and you can add those pictures to your reports. So let's say you walked in and you saw that something looked really nice. You decided to attach this picture. It has been attached. And I would like to make a comment to the owner about this picture that property is really clean. I would like this picture to be included in the owner's report. But what else I would like to do? I would actually like to add another picture about the broken door. But I think I can handle this. I don't want really the owner to know about this at this point of time. So what I'm going to do, I am going to add this comment to the picture and I'm not going to include it in the owner's report. Now let's have a look at my tenants. Under the tenants, I will be able to see all the details of the people who have registered for the inspection. I can mark them as applying or not applying, attended or no show, or maybe I'm not sure if they were there at all. If I talk to someone and they say, look, I love the property, I would like to apply for it straight away, you can say, sure, click send to apply link. The email has been sent to them already. If you talk to this client and you think that they will be the best possible tenant for your owner, shortlist their app. When they apply, their application will be shortlisted by default in the application screen. You are able to ask them all those questions. Let's say they love the property, they think that the price is fair, and they are very keen and have requested application forms. Any time frame to move, you can say, yep, they are planning to move in within 2 to 4 weeks' time. You can save your inspection at this point of time. You can keep going. Let's say someone saw your sign outside and they decided to pop in. You can add them as unregistered. Always start by adding the mobile number and clicking on this button here. If the person is already in your database, the system will bring up their details and you will not have to think of typing everything and making sure that the details are correct and so on and so forth. Mark them as not applying because maybe the property is too small for them. Saving my inspection. It's all has been done. Now what I'm going to do, once the inspection has been saved, this new area pops up for me. And this is where I can generate some reports. I can click on Agent Report, and this is where I will see the details of the inspection, how many people have registered to attend the inspection, attended, and are planning to apply. I will see the full report on my attendees, their full name, their contact details, and everything that they gave me in their answers. I am also able to see the comments for the owner, the task answers that I gave, and the images that I have added, with all of those comments sitting there as well. If I like the report, if I need it, I can send it to myself, or I can simply close it. Now, the owner full report will have a very similar look to it. Number of people registered, attended, and applying. Attendee inspection report will only have their first name though. No last name, no contact details. All details will be sitting there as well. It will have the comments that the agent has created for the owner, and they will be able to see the images once again that the agent allowed the owner to see. Everything else will remain hidden. Now, from here, what you can do, you can send this report to the owner if and when the owner has been attached to the property during your own listing process. You can also send a copy to yourself as an agent. You can close it. What else you can do? Take a video, send a link to your owner, send a quick report to your owner. This quick report will have essentially the same information, but just the numbers without any further details. Clicking on Send Quick Report will send this report to the property owner. Finally, tenant messages. If you have that area under your settings, lettings, tenant questions, active, send tenant messages automatically on Save Inspection. These messages will be sent automatically. If this area is not ticked, however, you are able to control which messages you'd like to send. Maybe you want to send the 3 and not the 4th one. Or maybe you'd like to send the 4th one as well. Simply click Send Post-Inspection Messages. Everything has been done. Now, how easy was that? It is a great, great thing that helps you to work with your clients, work with your inspections. When it comes to inspections, there is one thing that you can do of your inspection summary screen. Against the property, 3 action dots will allow you to review and send the owner report. If the report had not been sent, if you'd like to create another report, this is how you can do that. All those details about people inquired, registered, attended, applying, and so on and so forth will be pulled in. The agent comments will be pulled in. all the information about the inspections will be pulled in as well. From here, if you like, you can send a report to the owner directly if the owner is attached to the property, or you can download it as a PDF, save it, and maybe attach to the pack that you're sending to your owners, along with any other documents that you feel are relevant. Now, we have had a look at your messages, at your mobile ROL, how you can customize it, how you can send your owner report, how you can add your owner report, your agent report, how all these is tied together. And this is all can be done. The majority of those can be done automatically or with just a few clicks of a button if your own list report is done properly. I cannot stress it enough. If I was to ask you to remember one thing from our session today, I would definitely go for the on list report because it combines so much more about what the system can do for you. Finally, I've got one last tip for you prior to finishing our session. I would like to remind you that we are here to help. In InspectRealEstate, if you struggle with anything at any point of time, you've got a few options how you can get in touch with us. The easiest way and the fastest way is the support button at the very top in the middle of your screen. Click on this button. It will bring up a chat window for you to chat to our support team. You will have an option to send us an email, and in this case, your question will be logged in as a standard ticket. But you can also have an option to chat to a live agent. This is the preferred option. This is the fastest way to get everything done and dusted with. And usually it takes 5, 10, 15 minutes to get all your questions answered. So please do use this support button to your advantage. Also, in your main menu on the left-hand side, down the bottom, you've got the help section. You've got our knowledge base. This link will take you to our internal Wikipedia, to your user manual, which will help you to find answers to the questions you may have about our products. Under the Repeat Academy, we've got a collection of free online learning resources that will help you, once again, to stay on track. It may help you or it may help your new starters to get started with InspectRealEstate if they've never seen the program before. And finally, webinars. Just like the one we're having here now today, we run them at least once a month on different products. If you click on this link, you will be able to see all of our upcoming webinars on all of our products. Webinars on InspectRealEstate, Console Cloud, Agent Box. We know that some of you use the whole suite of products of Ribbit. So please, please, please register yourself. Send the link to your colleagues. Use it as a bit of a lunch and learn session. Learn something new, get this knowledge for free. Make sure that the system works for you and brings the maximum advantage to yourself, to your business, and to your clients. Finally, just to wrap up everything that we discussed, do customize your system to enhance your workflow. Do your own list report. Customize your messages to work for you. Set your mobile ROL to be your best friend, and do reach out if you need